Hi guys, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to add an image texture onto a mesh within Blender 3.1.0. This is a basic tutorial for beginners, so if you want to achieve something like this, keep watching. As you can see, I've already loaded up my mesh. On my character she is fully textured except for her top, where it's completely white as there is no image on the texture. The first step to add an image texture onto your mesh is to make sure you have your image in place. I previously prepared a pattern on Photoshop with basic stripes that I can project onto her top in order to create a pattern on there. Once you have your image in place, head to shading where we're going to create a new image texture. Add a new material to which this will pop up. I'd go to add, texture, image texture and place this alongside. This will allow us to import any image that we want that will be projected onto our mesh. We need to connect the channels through colour onto base colour. Next, we're going to open and select our image. As you can see, it has projected the image onto the mesh. However, we may want to make some adjustments so that it fits the mesh a little bit more. To do this, we're going to head to UV editing. Here, it's opened up our character in edit mode alongside our texture. To adjust the texture on the mesh, we're going to go into face select and we're going to select one of the faces off of the sleeves first. To do this, you can either hold down the left mouse button and group select, or as a shortcut you can press L once you've selected one face. This will select all of the faces in that part of the mesh. As it has selected all of the faces, it has projected it onto our mesh. However, this isn't quite accurate to what we're going to be seeing on the character. To project the mesh more accurately onto our texture, we're going to head to UV and click Project from View. As you can see, this is now contorted the mesh to fit the same as what we see in our character. To adjust the texture further, we're going to box select by holding down the left mouse key and dragging over the top of the wireframe, and we can use the sidebar here to manipulate our mesh. However, we can use shortcuts as well. Using S on the keypad will scale the mesh. Using R will rotate the mesh. And using G will move the mesh. Using these shortcuts, we can easily manipulate our mesh in order to fit into the texture and make sure it looks how we want it to. As you can see on here, this is the side that we haven't adjusted compared to the one we have. The sleeves look to fit more accurately alongside the image. I'm going to repeat this step on the other sleeve, so I will select the face, hold down L to select all, head up to UV and project from view. Again, I will box select, scale using S, rotate using R, and move using G. In a few easy steps, we've created an image texture that looks accurate to the sleeves on a dress. Finally, we're going to do the front of the top by again holding down L as we select our faces, pressing Project from View under the UV tab, and finally adjusting and manipulating using S for scale, R for rotate, and G to move. It is important to continuously check all around the mesh to ensure that all faces look accurate. As you can see here, we have a slight piece of contortion, so I'm going to hold down shift and select the two faces where the contortion is going on. I'm then going to project these from view so that I can adjust those accordingly. Next, we're going to head back into shading where we can see our image texture is wrapped nicely around our mesh. But because it's an item of clothing, we want to reduce the amount of shine on it. To do this, head into the Principled BSDF node and we're going to adjust the roughness ever so slightly. As you can see, bringing it down adds more shine and reflection. Bringing it up reduces that, so we're going to bring it up to somewhere around there. Finally, we should look through our render mode just to ensure that everything looks as we want it to. So head to Layout, go to Render mode and add in a light source. As you can see, the top looks like it fits nicely and the image is nicely wrapped around. Following this tutorial, you have managed to accurately add an image texture onto a mesh and wrap it round in order for it to fit nicely. Thank you for watching and goodbye.